Are you ready for our rule review challenge and interactive questions game? This is round 1. We will continue to increase the difficulty with each round. Question 1. How many tiles are used to play according to National Mahjong League rules? The answer to that is 152 tiles. Throughout this video, if you want, you can pause and then hit play when you're ready to go on to the next question. So let's move on. What are the 3 suits used? The 3 suits are Bam for bamboo, crack for characters, and dot. Dot is also sometimes called circles in other forms of Mahjong. This video is based on National Mahjong League rules. What is the matching dragon for dots? So when you look at the 3 suits, each suit has a matching dragon. For dots, the matching dragon is the white dragon, which we all usually call soap. The white dragon, we're going to find out later, also has another function. What is the matching dragon for cracks? The matching dragon for cracks is red. The red dragon matches the crack suit. And finally, what is the matching dragon for BAMs? That is green. The green dragon matches BAMs. So to review that, the dots match soap. A way to remember that is if you wash your hands with a bar of soap, you get bubbles. The red dragon matches crack. If something cracks and you touch it and get a cut and it bleeds, it's red. That's a way to remember it. And finally, plants are green, bamboo, you think of green, the green dragon. Speaking of bamboo, what image is often used for the 1 bam? So if it has feathers and legs, it's probably a 1 bam. The image used often is, but not always, a bird. So a tip from us, before playing with a new set, always ask to see all of the tiles face up, especially the 1 bam, the flowers, and the dragons, because many new players will confuse a flower and a 1 bam and have an incorrect mahjong. So make sure that you check that out before you roll the dice to play. Question 7. A single tile is just 1 tile. So moving on from that, what is a pair, a pung, a kong, a quint, and a sextet? So a pair is 2 identical tiles. So if you look at the card and see FF for flower, flower, that's a pair. A pung is 3 identical tiles. If you look at the card and see NNN for 3 norths. A kong is 4 identical tiles, like 4, 4, 4, 4. A quint is 5. Now you can't have 5 identical tiles other than a flower that's jokerless. So you could have 5 flowers, or you could have 4 of something else with 2 jokers. And a sextet, which we haven't seen in several years, is 6. Once again, you could have 6 flowers or 4 of a non-joker tile, like 2 dot, and have 4 2 dots and 2 jokers. The key word here is identical. So pair, pung, kong, quint, sextet are all identical. But when can you use a joker? Can you ever use a joker as a single or in a pair? And the answer to that is no. You can never use a joker as a single, in a group of singles, or in a pair, and there's no exception. Even if you were allowed to do this, you would have mahjong. That's still not an exception. You can't call a joker. You can't pick a joker to have mahjong if you want to use it as a single in a group of singles or a pair. The only time you could use jokers is when the card itself, the hand shows 3 or more identical symbols for the tile. So north, north, north. On the other hand, NEWS, this year is in the 13579 section. Those are 4 not identical tiles. So since they're 4 independent tiles, it's not a kong, no jokers. So following up on that, can you use a joker for the year, which is, let's say, 2025 or 2026? So you ask yourself, are these 3 or more identical tiles? And the answer to that is no. So you can never use a joker for the year, unless maybe we are playing in the year 2222. The year is a group of singles, not a kong. You can only use a joker in 3 or more identical tiles. And you'll see that we repeat this over and over again because it's one of the hardest concepts for new players to master. So question 10, what word is missing from this definition of pung? A pung is 3 tiles. A pung is 3 identical tiles. So that's when you could use a joker or more jokers, 3 or more identical tiles. So in addition to being the matching dragon to the dot suit, question 11 asks, how else can the white dragon be used? And the answer to that is, it can also be used as a 0 when you see a 0 written on the card. When it is a 0, and this note is in the top left corner of your card, it can be used with any suit. So an important way that this impacts your hand is if you're doing a hand that has, let's say, 20-25 or a grouping of zeros, that doesn't mean you have to go with the dot suit for 2025. You can make that in crack or bam or dot. And if you're doing a hand that has, let's say, a pung or kong of zeros, that doesn't count as a suit. Question 12. Let's match the suits to their opposing dragons. So red, green, and white are the 3 dragons. Each suit has 1 matching dragon and 2 opposing dragons. So the matching dragon to bam is green. So if you cover green on the screen with your finger, red and white are the opposing. The matching dragon to crack is red, so the opposing are green and white. The matching dragon to dot is white, so the opposing are red and green. So here's your answers. Bam matches green and opposes red and white. Crack matches red and opposes white and green. Dot matches soap and opposes green and red. And just as a side note, when you discard a dragon, you just have to say the color, just like red or green, or you could say soap for white. You don't need to use the word dragon as well. Question 13. What tiles are always neutral? And what tile can be neutral, and when is that neutral? So for the answer 13 is winds and flowers are always neutral. When you discard a wind, you don't have to say north wind. You could just say north or east or west or south. When you discard a flower, you don't need to say the number or the word. When you get to the white dragon, if it's used as a white dragon as a D on the card, it belongs with the dot suit. It matches the dot suit. If it is a 0 on the card, it is now a neutral tile. Question 14. What do the colors on the card mean? If the font is green, do I need to use BAM? Well, the answer to that is the colors on the card are letting you know how many suits, not which suit. So if there's one color, which would be navy or black, however your eyes see color, one color just means any one suit. So the first hand in 2, 4, 6, 8, you could do that in all BAM, all crack, all dot. If it's 2 colors, then you need to use 2 suits. BAM and crack and dot, BAM and dot. 3 colors, you guessed it, you need to use all 3. So the colors show how many, not which. So the brain sees green, and when you first start playing, think you must make that in BAM. Does not mean BAM, just means a different suit. If there's 2 suits and there's green and navy, you need to use 2 suits. Green, navy, and red, you need to use 3. Question 15. If the 4 tile spelling news is on the card, can you use a joker in news? So the answer to that is no. Just like the year, which we went over before, news is a grouping of 4 single tiles. You can use jokers in NNN or a Kong of East, so a Pung of North or a Kong of East, but not when it's 4 single tiles making up the word news. Remember, no jokers used in singles, pairs, or grouping of singles, only when the card shows 3 or more identical tiles. So question 16 is just a little review. What do all these symbols mean on the card? If you see a number, the letter F, D, and this might be a little tricky because it's not on this year's card, but R, W, H, or G, N, E, W, S, and C and X. So the answer to all of those are, a number would be a number in any one of the 3 suits, BAM, crack, or dot. F is a flower, and you don't need to worry about the words or numbers written on them. D is a dragon, and it depends on how the card and the hand on the card is written, whether it matches or opposes. R is not on this year's card, but has been in the past for red dragon. WH has been on the card for white, and G for green. N, E, W, S are for north, east, west, and south, respectively. A 0 is for when the white dragon is used as the suit neutral 0. C means your hand is concealed. X means your hand is exposed. And we're just going to wrap this up one more time. Can you use a joker for a single, pair, or grouping of singles or pairs? And please, while you're listening, I hope you say with me the answer is no. You can never use a joker as a single, in a pair, in a grouping of singles, such as news or the year. Thank you so much for playing along. Let us know how you did. We appreciate your support of our women-owned small business, modernmahjongg.com. Check it out with beautiful Mahjong gifts and accessories. And you can go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/modernmahjongg, to subscribe. We invite you to visit modernmahjongg.com and subscribe to our email newsletter. We send out important information about rules, strategies, upcoming events, holiday hands, and so much more. Contact us at modernmahjongg@gmail.com. We do teaching and presentations. We host events both nationally, online, and in person. We travel for Mahjong. So thank you so much for letting us join you in your lessons and virtually. If you're not following us, what are you missing out on? We invite you to tag your friends so they don't miss out too. We invite you to like, comment, save, and share. With that, have a great day and a great game.